That old-time music you're hearing is a genre called ragtime. That's me playing. I'm Edward. For the past 3 years, I've been playing the genre of ragtime, both old compositions and new. As I started playing ragtime, I met a lot of people along the way. All of them that seems to know the genre sure likes it a lot. But what is ragtime? To help me answer that question, I asked genre Torres to help fill in the knowledge of where and when ragtime started.
Well, I think ragtime started more like in the bordellos, the burlesque houses, the saloons of the South and the Midwest, primarily among the African American community, the itinerant pianists, stuff like that. But I think it's a combination of the European harmonies and the rhythms for the structure, but the rhythm in the right hand on the melody is syncopated, which I think springs from the African polyrhythms that came when the slaves were brought over and that they didn't lose, so they kept it alive and then they incorporated it to create something of their own. Some people really liked it. They want to cash in on this new term ragtime because it was very popular among the young people, but the people who were well studied in music or just wanted traditionalists, they didn't really like it because they looked at it as music being diminished or something different that they didn't endorse, especially since it came from the African American community. There was like, oh, that's black people music. It's not art at all. It's the devil's music. They didn't want to endorse it, and that was pretty much how it was at that time. That they said like ragtime isn't not good for the musician, but it's not true. Everything was more loose. There was a subtle innuendo to it. Things like dances at that time, even though they looked innocent by today's standards, they thought they were more risque, more sensual at the time, and that wasn't right for society.
Since that is historically accurate, I wanted to know what it was like back then, the feeling of it when it was popular in its heydays. To recount their history, I've asked pianist Shirley Case and banjoist Jimmy Green.
It's hard to remember as a child. You just take it in, and I just remember hearing the sounds and loving the music. And I still play a lot of that sing-along stuff. It's just fun to play, yeah.
My mother sort of played piano, like she knew about 10 songs, and one of them, 2 or 3 of them was ragtime. So,
What was it like back then,
well,
compared to now?
everybody had more time. And when I started getting out to where the music really was, I found this was in the mid-40s. In the mid-40s, I started going out to bars, and really very popular at that time because it was like Slim Gaillard and the small groups. I can't remember his name. There was another very famous one. Anyway, the smaller groups that would play in bars. And they made some very good music, very hot music. Music was hot. But like ragtime was still specialized. At that time, it was still very specialized.
Yeah. Do you think it evolved? Ragtime in general?
No, well, I think some of the contemporary rags, but actually even those are written in the style of the original rag. So, no, I'm not sure it has evolved a lot. I think it's still, ragtime is still ragtime, and there's a certain quality that makes it that.
As the years followed by since I started playing ragtime, I found areas where you can hear ragtime being played live and loud in the Los Angeles area. One is at Wang's Restaurant in Old Town Monrovia, which holds its meetings every last Sunday of each month. And at Steamer's Jazz Club in Fullerton, which holds its meeting every 3rd Saturday of the month. As I started going to these meetings where ragtime players meet and play for one another, I wanted to know what the public thinks of ragtime and what brings them here. When you hear ragtime, what do you think of?
I think of old-time piano, just fun, happy music. I love the beat. I love the sound of it. It's joyous music. You can't help but start to tap your foot or move your fingers or move your body and beat.
Do you get a kick out of it?
Yes, I love it, yeah.
What drives you here to this meeting?
Well, once I learned ragtime, then I was talking to somebody, and they said, well, if you like this and you want to hear more of it, go to the Rose Leaf Club, which I did, and I found there was a lot of people that play and love the music.
I recently came across on the web that there are festivals in and around the United States that play ragtime for both entertainment and for competition. Sacramento, Chicago, and the South. But how does one apply to these festivals?
I would suggest putting your music out there. Networking is key. Learning as much rags as you can, or other repertoire too, jazz, early jazz, cakewalks, whatever, waltzes. But as long as it's from the period, as long as it's related, learn as much as you can, get really good at it, and upload it to YouTube.
So with the help of these festivals and meetings, ragtime still lives on today, gaining attention towards both the old and the young. And hopefully if you're watching this and knows how to play ragtime in Los Angeles, be sure to come by and play your rags out.